Thanks for your company. Now, a rainstorm on Tuesday night has caused destruction in some parts of the capital, Accra, and the port city of Tema. Strong winds that came with the heavy rain ripped off roofs and felled trees. Joy News' Beatrice Edu visited some areas, and this is what she came back with.
It's a day after heavy rains in Accra, and already the destruction is massive. Right behind me, you can see the road filled with water, cars struggling to pass through the mud, as well as the water on the roads, dirty environment over here. Just right on my left side, you can see this giant billboard that has been ripped off almost completely by the probably heavy winds from the rain. Just behind this Hyundai World office, you can also see there is a roofing that has also been almost ripped off. And then you can see the debris from the billboard that has been ripped off on the floor, on the compound of this Hyundai World. So that's on my left side, facing the roundabout, the Kaneshi roundabout, just around the Hyundai office. On my right side, which is on the same road where the Royal House Chapel is, just few meters after the Royal House Chapel, you can see also the destruction caused by the rains. The billboards here, some of them have been ripped off, others completely. You can't even see which adverts were on before the rains. You can see that that of Nido has been torn apart. Also a bit of another one, a sorghum wheat company, that has also been ripped off as well. And then there's one giant billboard that has fallen. It was actually uprooted by the rains and the winds accompanying the rains. We'll cross over to speak to the people over there to find out how. There is a woman actually selling in front of just along the road, and actually behind where this billboard has fallen. And obviously this is something that could affect her sales today. We'll just go there. Thank you. Hello, good morning. It seems that they had already complained about how safe this particular giant billboard was. Okay, hello, sir. Hello.
When they go to Timber Market, they go buy fake materials. Then they come and do the billboard to kill human being.
Excuse me, do you know anything about this particular billboard?
No. When they are making the billboard, they should go buy the correct iron.
How do you know that?
No, see. They go to Timber Market and go and buy fake the rusting one. Then they come and take billboard. Then they take big money for the companies. That's what they are. They buy, see the iron, see the thickness of the iron. See the thickness of the iron. See this one, how many inches be this? They go buy the fake materials for Timber Market.
You see, only one, I'm attacking the whole billboard.
See.
Oh, this whole one. All is old.
They go to Timber Market, even cylinder, they go to Timber Market. They want the rusting one, then they paint them, they go spray them, then they paint it, and then they sell. That's why always gas is killing us in Ghana. They go buy
What's
the
your name, sir?
My name is Ebenezer.
Ebenezer what?
Buedu.
Yeah. Okay, sir, I've heard some complaints.
Cylinder, they go to Timber Market. When you go to Timber Market, you see the cylinders. The fake one, also the house one, the one where it's called is fire. They go and buy it. Then they go and spray it.
Okay, so thank you very much, Ebenezer.
My name is Tijani.
Yes, Mr. Jana. Tijani. Okay, Mr. Tijani. All right, so I've heard some reports that actually there had been some complaints about the fact that it was weakening, the foundation of this was weakening. What do you know about this?
Even though the thing is too tall, and like they used to, every year they're supposed to come and check to see whether the thing is stronger or not. Because yesterday I was here. Luckily, one car, that's Kaneshi Odoko, I think he normally even got accident with it.
Oh, so he nearly crashed that car, that's what you're saying?
Even the moment the thing fall down before the, how do you call it, the wheel broke, got accident on it. But I think yesterday they took the car to Kaneshi.
Okay.
Yesterday night. So what we want them to come and remove all these things. Otherwise, it will create big problem for us here.
No, actually, these things are for individuals.
It's too, yeah, it's for individuals. But they are not normally check it every day. So it used to cause accident for us here.
Do you live
this
around
is not the
here?
first time. No, yeah, this is my shop here around here.
Okay.
So this is not the first time. He used to do always. But yesterday, very, very terrible. So we want either, I don't know, the government or whoever is in charge of these things, they should come and remove it.
Okay,
Otherwise, it will create problem.
Mr. Tijani, you seem to have problems with this. How is this going to affect you as somebody who lives around here?
Well, actually, yesterday, it seems, luckily, it's around 8:30 to 9. Like, it will be daytime or evening. It will create big problem for us here.
So apart from the billboards on the roads that we've seen destructions of, how has the rain affected you personally
So actually,
and your
just
family?
now I came, so I didn't enter the house to see whether it even affected the house. Because we have a house at the back of this building, so I'm going there to check.
But is it the kind of house that usually gets flooded or get destruction of properties when it rains?
Oh, actually, if rain fall, it will create problem for us. The rain that normally create problem. Apart from that, we don't have any problem. Apart from this thing and the rain.
Thank you.
All the gutters are choked, and the road that they did. The road they did just recently, they block all the holes. See,
How do you know?
Oh, they just block. We have how do you call it? Hose under the the bridge. So all the road, all the hose has been choked, has been blocked.
All
totally.
right.
So the water cannot even get access to go under.
Thank you very much, sir. Do you live around here? Okay, which of you lives around here?
We don't live around here, but it is our concern, not those who are living here.
Okay.
It's a concern to the nation.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Seth Yamanansa. And the problem is, when you look around, look at the billboard, just look at the water. It's an action. And there's somebody in charge. Somebody is being paid for. And if the work is not being done, it is not the citizen who should go and do it. We have paid somebody to do that. Look at the billboard, look at the top, the height. The moment the air blows and there's no weight under it, it will fall. And casualty will happen. What do we do as a nation? These things are for individuals. And they registered with AME. So AME take portion of the money. What are they doing about it? We only talk. Ghana, we know how to talk and insult. But the real job, we don't know how to do it.
Which area are you coming from?
Now I'm coming from this direction, towards Karachi Police Station.
Okay, but how did the rain, you
Go
know?
there and see things for yourselves.
Exactly which area?
Precisely the market corridor. You see very fit. Look at robbers all choked. And we call this as a Christian country. We cry to God day in, day out. But we look at ourselves, we just need and go to
arresting motors. Why?
To me, all these things should stop. All should come on board to the state gutters. Everything, all these people should be removed and to reduce to certain height.
Forget about that.
Somebody is being paid for. Somebody is being paid for.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Okay, so you can see that indeed this particular billboard is not just the foundation here where some people are complaining of the kind of metal that was used as the foundation, but when you come to one end of this billboard, you see that it actually broke not from the foundation, but from just on top of the foundation. And in there, you can see that it actually had rusted. And the only thing that covered the rust is the blue paint around it. And without the blue paint, you would have clearly seen the rust. So it actually broke on top of the foundation here. And you can see that as a result of the billboard that has fallen in the road, and then the muddy water in the road as well, it's made it a bit difficult for the drivers. This billboard has actually taken portions of the road, and it's made it a bit difficult for drivers using this particular road. We'll go to some other parts of Accra to see what sort of damage the rains last night caused in the capital city.
Now, repair works are underway at Parliament House following yesterday's stormy rains, which ripped off portions of the roof of the country's legislature building. Heavy rains, accompanied by violent winds on Tuesday night, brought Parliament to an abrupt end after the roof of the building was flown away. Media men in the public gallery were seen collecting the dripping rainwater into empty bottles. Newly fitted electronic gadgets in the chamber, including microphones, had water dripping on them. Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Quayan, other members of the House were at the scene this morning inspecting the extent of damage caused, and this was at the time Joy News visited the place.
This is Ghana's parliament, and this place was not spared either during the rains on Tuesday night. That's last night. You can see right behind me a number of roofing sheets that have been put on the floor. A number of carpenters are trying to straighten up these roofing sheets behind me. They are working on them. And of course, we also know of how this rain caused havoc inside the floor of Parliament. At the other side of this compound, you can also see some women sweeping the debris off the street. Just some few minutes ago, the Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Quay, just came out to inspect what is going on outside here. You can see him right behind me going, and he actually stood here for some time, also marveled at the extent of damage caused to the property of the Parliament House here, and he's just going, being escorted by some police officers to go around the entire place and see exactly what might have happened. And this is actually happening before 10 a.m. today.
So out of the protest, I wasn't within the premises of Parliament when the storm happened. Unfortunate as it is, lucky as we are, at least there's been no casualties in terms of life and death. So thanks to God for his grace. It's for us to do a complete assessment of the structural integrity of the entire building, and probably it's about time that we support Mr. Speaker to build a new chamber. Indeed, I supported him with the Deputy Majority Leader when he held meetings with the Chinese ambassador and the Indian ambassador, and he had already officially asked for support to get Parliament to be properly resident in terms of office accommodation and in terms of a chamber block. But what has happened exposes the weakness of structural engineering designs. But this is possible. It's an act of God. I mean, you can't blame a storm or a wind on any person, but at least we should have buildings that can stand the test of some of these pressures.
So right now that is sitting in the house, what this morning?
The leadership will meet with Mr. Speaker this morning. You saw me welcome him, and we will take his guidance and advice accordingly. But Parliament can sit anywhere. If it becomes necessary, we may move to the Accra International. We may move to the Accra International Conference Center temporarily. That would be my advice to the Speaker.
But beyond this,
there are agencies of government that we need to look at as Parliament. But kindly leave this to them, Mr. Speaker.
No, but beyond sitting, others are also saying that what happened yesterday, the fact that the rains disrupted sitting, was an eyesore. To do about this?
I suit myself with that, and then those responsible for supervising contracts, but I'm unable to comment on the cause of it.
And so that's some extensive damage there at Parliament. But how many times should we expect bad weather in the coming days? Joining me on the phone with some answers is a meteorologist with the Ghana Meteorological Agency, Mr. James Dusu. Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us on News Desk. Now,
yes, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
Okay.
Right. So, was this heavy storm anticipated as of yesterday?
Well, not anticipated, but as it developed, we realized it was going to sweep along the coast and the immediate inland areas of the southern portions of the country.
And so you're saying that it was not predicted by your agency, this heavy storm we witnessed yesterday?
We were expecting some rains along the coast, but we didn't anticipate a storm. But as it developed over southern coastal Benin to Togo, we realized we were expecting a storm to graze the coastal areas, but not of that strength.
So I'm right to say the Meteorological Agency was caught by surprise, just as many Ghanaians. But how many times should we expect this? I mean, now that we've seen this, we've been ushered into a new month, Today's the 1st of February. Are we likely to see more rainstorms in this month?
Well, we were not caught by surprise, though, but we were expecting a rainstorm for the coastal areas, as I said. But what I mean is the magnitude of the strength of the wind was not anticipated to that magnitude.
All right, well understood, Mr. Dusu. So how many times should we expect this kind of rainstorm in February, if there's any at all?
Well, normally in February, we don't realize such heavy storms, but occasionally we should expect some of this nature, because going into March, we expect the rains to set in, and they will be of this nature as we usually have. So sometimes these storms begin once and they come repeat after a number of days, 7, 5, then 3, then we get them a little more frequently. So we could expect 1 or 2 within the month later, but we do not usually see some of these strong storms, particularly in February.
All right, sir. So which areas are likely to be affected, if there are any we should look out for?
Well, for now, it is the coastal areas that are likely to realize these storms, and particularly for this period, they are mostly over large areas over the ocean, and occasionally they move close to the coast as we are getting into March, when the sun is expected to traverse towards the equator. For our region, we expect them to move close to the coast and some inland areas of the country.
All right, Mr. Dusu, can you share with us today's forecast?
Come again.
Can you kindly share with us the forecast for today, what we are likely to expect, the weather patterns for today?
We expect cloudiness for most parts of the southern portions of the country. However, the northern parts will be in light heat conditions with reduced visibilities. We expect sunny conditions for the coastal and middle sectors over the country today, but we expect the haziness to be very mild over the middle and the coastal areas. So sunny this afternoon. We expect calm and clear weather tonight.
All right, Mr. Dusu, finally, before you go, any safety measures to consider?
Well, we see some of these weather patterns are very inconsistent, and we need to have closer contact with the Met Office to enable us to get to the masses when we see some of these developments. And we also need the citizenry to be very aware of the weather conditions that we expect for the country. We are more particularly concerned about the impact of the weather condition as against whether the weather conditions are expected to come or not. Most of the time, we rather want to be particular about whether the forecast is right or not right. But we should move away from this perception. We should look at what the weather is going to cause and its impact in the country or in society, rather than looking at whether the forecast is going to come or not, so that we can be able to reduce the impact of the hazards of the weather. And
Mr. Dusu, are you saying that people should not be concerned whether forecast coming from your agency is, well, for what people say most of the time, not accurate?
No, they should not be rather particular about whether it's going to happen or not. We do our best to make these forecasts very reliable, but you realize that we rather are concerned about whether the forecasts are going to come right or wrong, rather than looking at what the impact of the weather, if it comes, will do on or will have on our lives and our properties.
But Mr. Dusu, you know, a lot of people rely on the forecast to do so many things and perform a lot of activities, and so over time people just don't trust the forecast that comes. And you think that we should be more concerned about the impact of your forecast, which a lot of people think is most of the time not accurate, than the impact. I'm struggling to understand you here, sir.
No, not at all. the forecasts are reliable, but you would realize there are degrees of uncertainty with some of these predictions. But most of the time we get them right rather than wrong. But you are asking me what I should let the citizenry get to understand. That is what I am passing across.
All right, sir. But sometimes the issue is not even about how accurate it is. It's about how timely it is. For example, 2 years ago during the 6th March celebration, there was a heavy downpour, and former President John Dramani Mahama criticized the agency for not being proactive in warning citizens of the kind of weather they should expect. So just assure us that this time around you're on top of the issue, and we can trust that you'll be timely and accurate with some of these forecasts and predictions.
Yes, more often we have a lack of communication channels to the larger masses. That is one problem we see facing. But if we have a reliable channel, that is when we send these forecasts through the emails to the broadcast houses and the other end users, we realize we get to them on time. But how early do these forecasts get out of the email boxes to the waves that the citizenry can hear and understand the impact thereof? So these are some of the challenges that we face, and we would have a little more channels that we can get these forecasts and these warnings out to the public. If this is, we can be able to have access to the forecast early on time.
But Mr. Dusu, now the world has moved beyond traditional media, and social media, WhatsApp messages are some of the things that people rely on. Has your agency considered probably getting onto social media and being more active and not relying on traditional media?
Yes, we may be looking at those channels too, and if we can have the social media channels of the media houses and
you can create one yourself, Mr. Dusu. It would be very pleasant if the Meteorological Agency of Ghana could have a Facebook page or a Twitter account, or even broadcast messages via WhatsApp. Maybe something the agency should consider. But thank you so much for your time, sir. I was speaking to Mr. James Dusu, who is a meteorologist with the Ghana Meteorological Department. He's been saying that we are likely to have some of these heavy rainstorms in the month of February, though that is not the norm. And we were speaking to him on the back of yesterday's heavy downpour.